what's up? This is Zach Osborne. You're listening to the Moto X Pod Show.
Hey, this is Dean Wilson, and you're listening to the Moto X Pod Show.
Welcome to the Moto X Pod Show, starring Darkside. It's co-host Scotty, sometimes TJ.
Welcome back to another episode of the Moto X Pod Show. We're back this week, episode 240. Brought to you by our title sponsor, Cherubies USA. For decades, Cherubies USA has been the leader in moto plastic and accessories with products that fit perfect, look great, and last. Cherubies has what you need. They are proud sponsors of Factory, KTM, Kawasaki, and many more, whether it's full plastic kits. If you guys are watching, I got my Blue Crew front fender sitting here on the table. Full plastic kits, individual pieces, hand guards. There's actually a box of hand guards sitting right there in front of Scotty. Chain guides, I got one of those. Sliders. Chain blocks. I love the chain blocks and sliders. Mine's back ordered. But anything else you need that Cherubies USA offers, hit them up at CherubysUSA.com and support our title sponsor. Always let them know you're listening to the Moto X Pod Show. Also, Race Tech is on board. Race Tech is the world's largest aftermarket suspension modification company, and all Race Tech products include award-winning gold valves and settings are 100% guaranteed and made right here in the USA. Racetech also offers state-of-the-art precision engine services and parts to all engine builders. So visit racetech.com today for more info and use that promo code MotoXPod to save. Suspension's on its way back any day now. Clay hit me up yesterday, said he got it back, put them together with my gold valves. Man, I'm going to have a sweet YZ250 that just has I don't have enough capabilities to ride it to its full potential. We're going to give it a shot, Scotty.
Yeah, we're going to run out of talent real quick.
Probably so. Fly Racing also on board. They just released their brand new LE Kinetic Mesh gear. Max Anstie was wearing it. He'll be on tonight. That stuff looked good. I wish I had ordered a set, but I think it's almost gone already. But hit your local dealership up. Probably there, distributed through WPS. That's the best way to find it. It looks so sick.
Very, very noticeable.
Oh, I loved it. I liked it. That's really out of the box for Fly. That bright.
Mm-hmm.
They went kind of out of the box for what they've done normally or recently, and I dug it. I wanted some. Didn't jump on it fast enough. There might be some left that I could get my hands on, but I've got like 3 sets of gear that I'm about to start wearing some more gear. I actually probably should order some. I always say I have so many sets of gear and I don't ride that much, but that's about to change.
Yeah.
So Fly Racing on board. They've been developing and innovating this gear line since 1998. You can ask all the current riders, such as Zach Osborne, RJ Hampshire, David Bradshaw, Justin Brayton, Carson Mumford, Jalik Swole, Styles Robertson, Max Anstie coming on, and many more. Again, go to your local dealership. Distributed through WPS. Buy all the Fly Racing products you can get your hands on, including the Formula helmet. X-Brand Goggles also on board with us. Kyle Chisholm will be coming out to Millville this weekend. First race of the year. He'll have his X-Brand on, and he will chiz on the entire field.
Chiz is going to chiz?
I expect the top 7.
7?
Yeah, top 7. Definitely top 11.
Is that like...
But I'm going to go 7. It's actually probably unrealistic. I'm just... Chiz is my guy.
Is Millville like his best track?
Not necessarily. No, I'm just hyping up Chiz because he's my guy.
Yeah.
Team Chiz.
I would never bet against him.
No, Team Chiz. Sure. Team Chiz for life. He's got another baby on the way. He needs to make some money. So he needs to get some the Pulpmex Privateer Challenge. He made some cash off that thing. But he might need a few extra bucks. So
the bukus of outdoor money that's out there.
Right. Works Connection is also on board with the Moto X Pod Show. Since the inception of Works Connection in 1989, Eric Phipps' goal has been to produce Works-like products for the general public. So visit WorksConnection.com so you too can have what the pros use, and that promo code is MotoXPod20. Also on board, Torque One Racing, R Jerky, eatrjerky.com, promo code MotoXPod21 for the best snacks around. Bermlords Graphics and Jersey ID. They do a good job for my graphics. I think I might be picking those up Thursday for the Blue Crew. And my new jersey I talked about last week. Stuff looks good. hit them up or just hit me up, motoxpodshow@gmail.com. We'll get you in touch with those guys if you want your jerseys lettered or some graphics for your bike. Shock Socks, Williams Moto Works, Extreme Colors Helmet Painting, Blood Lubricants, promo code MotoX for the best oil on the market. The Barracuda Bloodline is out with multiple weights, better protection, better performance, and it lasts longer. Power Band Racing, True Fusion Sports, and grill your ass off. Code MotoXPod if you want some seasoning. What camera you got on me? Is mine on?
Now it is.
So this is the queso that Steve's been talking about. I got a couple bottles of it, a couple jars of it. Can you not see it?
No, just go a little bit closer so they can read it.
This is the Pulp Mex Queso Blanco by Grill Your Ass Off. I want to give us one jar of this away tonight. So if you're listening in post, I am sorry. We're going to give it to a YouTube winner or a YouTube viewer. And I have a trivia question here. Max Anstie will be on later this evening, actually in probably about 20 minutes. I want you guys to email me. Or no, YouTube, right? That's what I said. So YouTube, tonight. So, Scott, you got to pay attention.
All right.
What was Max Anstie's last MXGP? Where was it? What was his finish?
That's a good one.
So, just make a mark or whatever of the whoever guesses or gives us guesses. Put them down. If there's multiple that get it right at the end of the show, we'll pick a winner somehow. Okay. So, try to keep an eye on it best you can. You need a pen? Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry about that. So, anyway, grill your ass off. The queso, I had some this weekend. I made some nachos, soaked them in the queso. Ooh. I love it. It's really, really good. And you need a pen. Hang tight. Sorry, guys, in post. Getting things to go in here. But tonight, on episode 240, Max Anstie, as I said, Jason Rango Montoya. He wrenched for Malcolm Stewart for years from his amateur days. Now he's the wrench for Jason Anderson over at Factory Kawasaki. Just met him for the first time really at Lakewood. He's coming on tonight. Should be a pretty interesting talk to somebody. I like talking to these mechanics.
They always have good stuff.
Yeah, seeing how they got started. He's a really cool dude. Just a little bit. I talked to him earlier this evening because he wanted to kind of touch base ahead of time. He said he's never done a podcast, but I reminded him he did do something with Swap Moto Live. He's like, oh yeah, my girlfriend was telling me that. So he forgot. So Jason should be really good. And then Privateer Dylan Kirchner. Hope I said that right.
Yeah.
Skippy reached out to me from the Houston area. Said, hey man, my boy. This was actually last weekend. Dylan got all the way to Southwick, but I guess he didn't get his pre-entry in, and there was too many people. So he drove all the way up to Southwick.
You couldn't
really get in. They were trying to get some help, see if I could get him, some connections. I reached out, didn't really work out. But I think he's planning on being at Millville this weekend. I know he is. He just told me he was on his way there now. So we're going to talk to Dylan and get his story. I know zero about the guy.
Yeah. It's kind of a sidetrack, but I saw that.
Paper. Oh. Yeah, sorry.
I saw that Doc was in the qualifying times, but he wasn't in the consolation race.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened to him.
I did not ask. I'm a really terrible friend. I did not ask how the weekend went. So I don't have an answer for you. I would say we'd call TJ, but it always sounds like crap because he's out there in West Texas on a rig, and it just doesn't sound good. So, I mean, if he's listening and says he's inside and has, good signal, maybe I'll call him. But, yeah, I should have checked in on that. Southwick. What do you take away from Southwick?
Tomax the man?
Nah, no way. He's not. He's not the man. I disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah, I disagree.
I think...
I'm just trying to be difficult tonight. Chiz is the man.
I think the big, it's obviously been talked about. I think the big thing is that Chase Sexton to limit the bleeding to 6 points, I think was impressive. Mm-hmm. I don't think there was any stopping Eli that day. Southwick is one of those races where it's cool to watch. It's different, but it's definitely not my favorite to watch.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not my favorite, but it's up there. I love it. I like it's just so different.
The history's cool. I get that.
Watching them launch off that.
They are
those
hauling.
Blind jumps.
Yeah,
and just into the rollers and.
They are definitely hauling. That's for sure.
I dig it. I really dig it. I think it's in my top 4 or 5 tracks I like to watch. I've never been. This weekend is Millville. That's my favorite.
That's my favorite.
I haven't been to all of them. I've only been to Redbud for MXDN, but
there and Washougal. Those are my favorites to watch.
Yeah, I don't like watching Washougal because it's so. I don't like the shadows.
Oh yeah, imagine riding through them.
No, that's why I'm just like think that's terrible. It looks terrible. Like I wouldn't want to be on a bike. I don't like watching it. I'm just like, oh, they're gonna die at some point. Somebody's gonna jump out of the trees and just like clobber them. I don't know. I mean, it is a cool track. I just don't like the shadows at Washougal.
I did think of a question for you earlier.
Okay, just a random question.
No, it's about the racing and everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, yeah, I thought of a question. How old are you?
Oh my God.
Speaking of,
What's that?
tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh,
Yeah.
how old are you? 63?
Dick. 27.
27?
Yep, 27.
For the 27th time?
I actually don't celebrate. I quit celebrating after 40, so
I mean, it's just kind of an acknowledgement at that point.
I'm old and I don't care, and yeah. Anyway,
All right. Anyways, okay. So
sorry, I interrupted.
happy
you.
early
As I usually do.
happy
Yeah.
early birthday.
No, it sucks.
Can Sexton win this championship without something happening to Tomac, like a
Even
wreck,
a bad moto?
a wreck, like a bad moto, a bike thing?
Yeah, I think he can. I think it's probably unlikely.
Let's say bad motos outside the top 10.
Like when you say it without something happening, I mean, like Eli has gotten a lot of bad starts. He's done better this year.
Yeah.
But he could easily have a bad start and just have one of those races where he just doesn't make up any time. Let's say he gets an 8th.
Let's constitute. Let's say bad race is outside the top 10.
I don't see him outside the top 10 personally.
Even with like some crazy like crash or something.
Well,
where
I thought you just said without a crash.
No. I said can Sexton win without Tomac having something like that happening?
Oh, okay. Yes, but unlikely.
Unlikely. Yeah.
I mean, Chase could rip off a couple wins. Like he could say let's say he goes 1-1 this weekend and Eli goes 3-3. I don't even, because right now Chase is in the lead, right? Yeah, he's got the points lead.
Yeah, it's
So-
1 point.
So yes, I'm going to say absolutely. He could rip off a couple wins. Eli could have a 5th or 6th somewhere. You know, it's not impossible. So yeah, absolutely he can. It's not by any means. It's not out of the question. I'm still going with Chase for the championship right now. Just
Chase?
again, because I am being like last year I picked Dylan at Supercross, right? It's just I want something different.
Yeah.
Like I like Eli. He's a badass, but I want something different. So yeah, I'm just kind of wishful thinking on my picks. So I'm going with Chase right now.
Yeah, I think like I was saying, I think that
It's probably unrealistic, but who cares?
I mean he's what was the biggest his points lead was 20 points, if that.
I'd have to look.
Yeah, I mean Tomac has definitely been on a tear. I mean, anytime somebody goes, what was it, 5 motos in a row? I mean and I think Sexton's gotten second in almost every single one of those. So, I mean, he's hanging in there. I that's just kind of the way I looked at it. Can he? That's the question to me. Is can he do it without something happening? Can he go straight up and just battle with Tomac for the next 6 more rounds?
He's better. That Chase could be better than Eli. So
Yeah.
I think there's some tracks coming up where he's had some really good history. Millville's one of those where I think it could go either way. I like to see Jason get a win. Like Jason needs to quit having crashes on the first lap and
That's
be
kind
up
of-
there. I'm so sick of seeing him come from the back to like 7th or 8th.
I know, it's crazy. That's kind of one of my questions for Jason.
For Montoya?
For Rango.
Yeah, so definitely I think Chase can win. I don't fully feel like Eli has to have a terrible like a DNF or anything, but it would help.
Yeah.
It would certainly help. Eli's going to be tough to beat, but Chase, like I say, he keeps getting those seconds. The problem is like he's being really patient, which I think is good for some of his history where he's had these goofy crashes like
Yeah.
the Lakewood or Minneapolis Supercross. He's been sort of patient. He's not just trying to slam it in there when he's passing Kenny or whoever. But at the same time, at that point, Eli's getting away. You know, he's got to get up there quicker, get better starts, and he has to be up there from the beginning to be all over Eli or in front of Eli from the gate drop.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be really key. He has to get his starts back, and I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, it's just tough, man.
Yeah, I know DB was supposed to interview him about an hour ago, so I'll be curious to call Daniel after the show and see if the interview happened. He was having some technical difficulties as well.
Yeah.
It always makes me feel good when these other guys do.
I mean, it's
but-
not. It's.
But
you
I want to see if Chase
lightning
what Chase
in a
said.
bottle.
Yeah, it can be. Hey, I want to switch gears for a second.
Okay.
I don't know if the cameras can see the big boy cup back here. Can you guys see that cup? Not really.
Not really.
So one of our listeners
Dude, that thing's sweet.
Yeah, as a kid, I used to go to Bob's Big Boys in California all the time.
Yeah,
and there was
I've
one
heard
in
about
Hawaii.
them, but I've never
But
gone.
they're big boy restaurants. I think different franchises have different names, like Brian's Big Boy or whatever. I don't know. But this guy, John, I believe he either sent me a picture on Instagram or I saw his Instagram and I saw these sitting there. I was like, dude, I want one. Like, Big Boy.
Yeah.
And he's, well, I'll hook you up. So he sent me two. He sent me a blue one, Blue Crew.
Okay.
And there's a red one behind you out of those helmets for Honda. So he sent me a red and a blue one. I had asked for a red one.
There.
So he hooked me up. So I want to tell John thank you. And he's from Kentucky area, if I'm not mistaken. And apparently in that area, there is a big thing of Skyline chili. Skyline.
I've heard about
Okay,
that.
I don't think I have. A lot of my friends are like, dude, I've heard of that. And then I posted on Instagram. People were like, yeah, it's awesome. Up in that area, it's a big deal. It's kind of like Whataburger here, In-N-Out on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Skyline seems to be a big thing. So he sent me 2 cans of the Skyline chili.
You tried it yet?
I did. Their big recipe, because it's a restaurant too.
Right.
So is spaghetti with chili on it. Throw some sharp cheddar. Mm-hmm. You can throw some onions, which I'm not really a big onion guy, so I skipped that
I love
part.
onions.
But they did say I should. They told me I should.
Chili without onions, that doesn't make any sense to
I
me.
don't like onions. I don't like the texture. I don't like the crunch.
Yeah.
If it's really, really, really fine, I can kind of do it.
Or cooked.
But I didn't want to deal with doing all that. So I did not use the onions. It was good. As far as canned chili goes, it was probably the best chili I've ever had.
Better than Wolf?
Oh, God, yes. Now, I have had some homemade chili that's not like canned chili.
Yeah, that's a different,
totally different type of chili.
Totally different ball game.
And I have to say it's way better than Skyline. But I really liked it. I ate it a couple nights in a row.
Yeah.
I hope this isn't like sacrilegious a little bit. I cut up some smoked sausage and threw that in there with it.
Yeah.
And that was really good on top of it.
I love chili dogs, man. I've been on a chili dog
but I did it
kick.
with the spaghetti. So it's spaghetti,
Oh.
sausage.
Just don't tell any
chili.
Italians and you'll be okay.
I am Italian, so is it okay?
Are you
technically,
Italian?
I mean, my heritage, yeah. My last name is Guida. My dad was born in Sicily.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, I guess you can do that
I wouldn't
then.
say that I really know much about my history, but I mean, I think if worse came to worse, I could be like, well, I'm Italian,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Well, there you go.
Factually, I am. So it was good though. So John, thank you. I appreciate our listeners that hook us up. I also, Moose, our buddy in Australia, who sends stuff all the time. I think he sent us Vegemite.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. He sent us the Tim Tams.
Tim Tams are good.
He sent a bunch of posters. He had a stack of these Jeremy McGrath, Steve Lamson posters from, man, I forget what year now. Let me look.
Dude,
1999 Mazda Chaparral Yamaha. They're the posters that you'd get at the races.
Yeah.
So we have a bunch.
That
of
thing's
these.
in good shape.
They're. I just showed them on the YouTube channel. Yeah, they're like brand new. I probably have 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants one of these posters, they're not signed. They're just posters from that year. MotoXPodshow@gmail.com. The first 4 people that want these, I'll send them out. So we get anybody on our queso? Anybody guessing?
They've guessed, but a couple people haven't gotten it completely right yet.
Okay, so I based my results off Racer X Vault. It is very possible that's not fully accurate.
Okay.
I just gave away where you can find the answer, but
Well, I didn't even know Racer X would have that for the GP.
it was in the vault, man. Yeah, there's some GPs on there. So if I'm wrong, if there's like a different date, I don't know what to tell you. Go to Racer X Vault, and then that'll be where you get your answer. So that's going to be the correct answer for this contest.
There wasn't a whole. Maybe after this first interview, we announced it again because there wasn't a whole lot of people on when you said
I can do it again right now. We still got time. So again, I have some of the Pulp Mix queso from Grill Your Ass Off. I assume it's on camera right now. I want to give it away to one of our listeners our viewers on YouTube. Max Anstie is going to be on in a little while. I asked what his last GP was, where it was, and what his result was. And again, I based that off the Racer X Vault. So that's probably, you just got to do a little research to find out what shows. First person to get, well, I know we're going to take, if we get a bunch of right answers, we'll just do like a drawing.
We've had someone get the right.
Just write them down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the right. No, someone's had the right location but the wrong position.
Unless I'm wrong.
Unless
right?
you're wrong.
Yeah. Talk about the 250 class, and I will look up again. What do you think about Joe coming from the? Joe crushing it again.
Yeah, he's really turned on some speed that I don't think that at the beginning of the season you would say that he had. And I think it's
the aggression
impressive.
is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's just Jet's just it's just hard to beat that, you know.
Yeah, Jet's an anomaly. Funny thing, Lucas Myrtle, his agent, called me today.
Yeah,
Out of the blue.
Your agent.
Yeah, my unofficial agent. But we were talking about, he had a question, but then we got into Jet and Maxwell and guys that he represents. I gave him some trash for Chance Hymas backing out on me this last week.
Oh yeah.
But we talked about Jet, and he's like, Lucas was like, you cannot compare any of these other 250 riders that are coming up that are around now. You can't compare them to what Jet's doing. It's an anomaly. It's not normal to be this young, basically rookie, first couple years, and doing what he's doing. So you cannot use him as a bar. You just cannot. And I actually agreed. The way it was a long conversation. He broke some things down, like where a lot of these guys are going to be in just a couple years. Guys like Max, who are like right now kind of looks a little disappointing.
Yeah.
But in 3 years,
maybe not.
Once he has one more year on his contract, the year after that, you think about all the guys that are the leaders right now in that class, they're going to be gone. Him, Joe Shimoda, or him and Kitchen, those guys are going to be the guys. If you look at where those guys are finishing right now, Max is a guy, like guys like that are going to be 1, 2, 3 in that should be in that theory. He says you got to look down the road, and as he was breaking it down, I was like, okay, I see where you're coming. I see how they have a lot of development to do.
Yeah.
And so it was a really good conversation. But anyway, going back to you were saying with Joe.
Oh yeah, that was impressive. And then
yeah, what I have here is what I wrote down.
Okay.
So anyway, sorry.
The Kitchen had a good battle, and like you said, like he can run that pace for a second, but then Jet just outlasted. And
well, yeah, Kitchen. Like I would like to talk to Jet, and I'm going to ask him Friday when I get to Millville that if when you're out there and somebody like Levi's catching you or Joe or your brother and they're like, oh, we're on TV and then we just announcing and going, oh man, they're catching him, making up, a half second a lap. They're right on him. And all of a sudden Jet's gone.
Yeah,
is Jet going, is he thinking about, well, I'm just cruising right now. Like I'm not pushing 100%. I'm at 90.
Right.
And he knows they're catching him. He goes, okay, I'll wick it up. Or is it like, oh crap, I gotta go to 105.
I would probably have to say it's the former.
I do too. I just wonder how much he's thinking about that. Like if it's planned out ahead of time, if I get the lead, chill down.
So a lot of people, when they talk about 125 guys, obviously the benchmark is Stewart, Poto, Carmichael, where they would just run off.
Why are you laughing?
You know what I'm talking
Steve
about.
Lampson, Budman. Like
I think
those are 125 legends. Why are you laughing?
Okay.
Because you don't know who they are, do you?
No, I know who Buddy Antunez is.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know how old he is?
No, how old is he?
I don't know. Because I don't care. Love you, Budman, but I don't. It doesn't matter how old he is.
Anyways, so when you think of like Stewart would go and like win
I'm so happy with that right now.
Stewart would go win like by like a minute and stuff.
Yeah.
And so when you think Jet, you're like, oh well, sometimes these guys run with Jet, and sometimes they battle with him, and nobody battled with Carmichael and Stewart and Poto. But I think you can look at it that way, or you can also take in consideration that, like what you were just saying, he is realizing that he doesn't have to win by a minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
he can. The fact that he's 18, 19 years old and has the maturity to step it down, and when he needs to pump it back up a little bit, he can. I think that says a lot about where he's at and what he's doing, and he's going to be tough for the next few years.
I'm starting to get on board with that generational thing a little bit.
And that's kind of where I'm going with this.
Because I felt like, okay, I'm a Hunter guy, although I was not happy with how he reacted to Styles this weekend. Didn't like that at all.
I was going to ask you if you knew anything else.
I mean, okay, so Styles told, forget who I talked to, but Styles told somebody, he admitted, hey, I accidentally cross-jumped him.
Is that what it was? Cross-jump?
Yeah,
okay.
he
That's what I heard.
Caught a rut and cross-jumped him, and he had full intentions, according to what Styles said, to go apologize. And then Hunter went a little crazy.
Yeah.
And grabbed him, and he was like, yeah, F that now. No. And he was in that point, and I don't blame him. I understand in the heat of the moment, you lose your temper. It happens. I I think Hunter went a little overboard personally. And then it continued. Styles went to confront him in the pits, in the Honda pits.
Yeah.
And Hunter was cussing him out. I guess they're both cussing. And, like,
yeah, what I saw
kind
was
of went inside the truck. Like, dude, you got it. First of all, you kind of started it, Hunter, the aggressive shit.
Yeah, that's a lot of people were saying.
You can't walk away, bro. And I'm going to ask him probably about that Friday, too. I am a huge Hunter fan. That is my guy. And
Me too.
Like,
I love
one of my
watching
guys.
him.
You know, I love Mose and I love Max. But I'm a big Hunter guy. I was disappointed
And how he
in his
handled it.
reaction.
Well, and then the video I saw was that, you know, Styles was trying. He's like, "So you're not going to accept my apology?" And he's like, "No, because you're going to
really
keep."
Understand what he was saying, but that was under the tent, right?
Yeah, he said, "No, so you're not going to accept my apology?" He's like, "No, because you're not going to change," is what Hunter said.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
And it sounds like I don't.
See, I don't know that Styles rides like that. Like, I've never heard anything about
Yeah.
Styles riding that way.
So percentage pie, how much of that? Like you said, you're disappointed. Maybe we'll call it an overreaction, I guess.
Sure, heat of the moment.
Heat of the moment. Do you think that is because? Do you think a percentage pie of how much of that is because he finally got the points lead and he kind of
Fell apart.
kind of squandered it?
Oh, I'm sure he was already.
Like, how much of that does that fuel? Do you think he? If you think if he
50%.
You think if that pass was for second or third and he only lost a couple of points, that confrontation would have been
Yeah,
the
maybe
same?
so, but I think he was mad at himself to begin with because I think he fell a couple times and got some really bad starts again.
Yeah.
He was probably already very irritated, and then that just added on top of it. Yeah, if they're battling for second and third, he's still mad, but maybe not as mad at himself to begin with. That probably added some extra fuel to the fire. So
Optically, the grabbing of the helmet and then when Styles comes back and then pulling off, it's not the best visual.
Not a good look. I didn't like it. Highly disappointed. Okay, we got about 4 minutes. Let's take a commercial break, and we'll be back with Max Anstie.
Cool. Yeah, YouTube guys, nobody's gotten it yet.
Well, I don't know what to tell them. We'll ask. We could ask. Wow. Ask Max.
Ass?
I couldn't get it out because I was ax mass is what I was trying to say instead of ask Max.
Yeah.
But then that would give the answer away.
What if he doesn't know?
I guess we could cut. I'd say we come up with another trivia question. But like
somebody will get it.
Even if it's wrong, all you got to do is go to Racer X Vault. It's right there.
Yeah.
It was in his result.
I'm surprised nobody's gotten it yet. I guess it's kind of hard.
Anybody on YouTube going to be at Millville this weekend? And just for those, I don't know if we have new viewers tonight. We're technically in a commercial break, so we're just sort of shooting the shit. It's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Not
official.
Well, I don't know. It's just we're just shooting the shit. We're not
bullshitting.
I'm adding commercials into the audio, and so it's just hang tight. It's and
definitely shout out to Table Jam and Muppet. They've been ever since that time from Pulp. They've been pretty,
they're back.
Yeah, they've been pretty steady.
So they haven't been. Wow, what a shit show this is.
Yeah, they're in.
We're out.
Yeah, they're in.
Sucks. Hey, so okay, they're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Tay
and Sport
Bill
and Wood
Jam,
too.
right?
Sport and Wood as well.
And Sport. So you guys that are YouTube viewers of Pulp, and I'm in there sometimes, and I don't always communicate as much because I'm usually taking notes. But Steve's rant last night or whatever on me about the wrap up. I'd like to get your guys' thoughts.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
I don't know if you listen to the wrap up show, but like he doesn't. It's the same old shit. It's we got 2 minutes. It's the same old shit where like we'll talk about something. Like I'm looking at my note. I don't know. I have to find my notes. Something they talked about last night. Let's say, like if you and I are talking about MXDN, and they talked about MXDN and the thoughts of who the 250 rider is going to be, and they're talking about Christian Craig, Justin Barsha, the two most likely options. Like I would say, hey, so Steve says, he really feels like Barsha's the guy, and everybody kind of agreed that Christian's outdoor results weren't that good. And then you could be like, yeah, I agree. Barsha's probably a better pick, but Christian's really good under pressure. You could then you start having your opinion, right? You start talking about it. Steve doesn't want that. He doesn't want you to talk about your thoughts on the topic that they talked about. And I completely disagree. And I told him, I said, no, it's new content. My job as the host.
What would he propose you do different? to do.
Okay, so Steve said Barsha is the better pick. And like it'd be really great if, say, Justin Brayton last night totally disagreed. I go, man, Justin just totally disagreed and had all these great points, and that's all we would talk about. We would never talk about what you think about that topic. We only are talking about what you saw on the show.
Then it's just a highlight reel.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what he wants. I don't like that though. I think it's I don't think it's the way to go.
Yeah,
so I want those guys, if they happen to listen to the wrap-up show. Even if you don't, lie and say you do, so I feel better. But, like, really, what would you rather hear? Us just literally recapping what happened on the show, or us creating new content with new thoughts, new ideas?
Good balance of both, I would say.
I think so.
Yeah. And
So I'm just curious.
The few wrap-up shows that I've listened to that I feel like you do, I feel like you do some good recap and some good analysis of what they say.
But
and
we definitely get way off topic sometimes. We'll talk about something that wasn't even on the Pulp Show by accident. Like we just start talking, but that's new content. Like that's something new. So why not? Why is that bad?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I would have to agree with you.
If they disagree, if any of those guys disagree with me, you can go ahead and block them from our YouTube channel.
It sounds like
let's get Max on.
Sounds like they all agree with you.
Good. That's the right answer. Email Steve use the contact form for pulpmix.com. God dang it. I'm not plugged into the board.
Oh, my goodness.
Talking to Daniel right before the damn show.
Hello, mate.
What's up, Max? How are you?
How are you? I'm doing well. Cheers.
Good. I got my co-host Scotty in studio, so you'll hear him here in just a second once we get going. But if you're ready, we'll start this thing.
Perfect. Yep, I'm good to go.
Okay, here we go. All right, our first guest of the night is brought to you by Fly Racing. As I mentioned earlier, Fly Racing just debuted their brand new 2022 and a half kinetic mesh LE gear. This guy on the phone was wearing it. The stuff looks amazing. Visit your local dealership and ask for Fly Racing, distributed by WPS. Next up, we got Max Anstie. What's going on, dude?
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm just up here at MTS getting some work done. We got back from Southwick and we're just doing a little bit more testing these next couple of days to get ourselves ready for Millville coming up this Saturday.
How many more are you doing? One or two?
Just Millville is
okay.
The plan. That was the original plan with the team was just to do three, just to do Redbud,
right,
Southwick, and Millville, and then and basically it was a conversation where the team that I was on, obviously during Supercross, kind of went a little sideways and pear-shaped and or went down the drain.
Sure.
So then I was sitting around, not doing a lot, waiting for a filling ride or waiting for whatever came, and these guys called me and actually presented me with a deal for the next few years, but it wouldn't have been racing outdoors this year. It was just more for Supercross, focusing on the 250 and things like that, and I really like the team, I like the bike, but I said to him, I said, God, I just don't really want to just sit around all summer, not race. So can we go and race a few? And they said, yeah, let's actually prep. Let's do some work for on the 450, because I said I wanted to ride the 450 and outdoors, and then give me a shot to race the Motocross of Nations. At least I had to race a few outdoor rounds. And they said, yeah, well, what races do you want to do? And I said, well, let's shoot for Redbud, Southwick, Millville. And this was only, you got to remember, this was only about a month ago. So
yeah,
it was like a month, 5 weeks ago, and it was like, okay, that'll give us about 4 weeks to get some work done on the bike and see how we go. And to be honest, we can prep like we're going to go and perform as well as we can, but we're not in a championship. It doesn't really matter what happens. We can just use this to test, to learn, to get to know each other, to then after these few rounds take that knowledge into developing the 250 for Supercross, which is coming up at the end of the year with the World Supercross and things like that. So
yeah,
I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, you looked really good at Southwick, 5.5, I believe. But I want to step back for just a second. You mentioned MXDN, at Redbud, and of course the one race where you have the bike issue is at Redbud. So you really didn't get the knowledge or the testing time that you probably would have liked to have.
It's all right. I mean, I raced the Nations at Redbud in 2018 on Factory Husky back then, and I was solid then on the 450, and then I've raced the Redbud the last few years, and honestly, last week we went into the race, like I said, with very minimal prep time, and the team is a 250 team. So we didn't foresee some of the issues that we had with the we actually had a bit of a clutch issue in Redbud, and it was just where we didn't actually know. And then as soon as the race finished, we had phone calls coming in I had phone calls from Tommy Searle's team back in England, the Honda UK team. We had HRC on the phone. We had Yariv, my team boss, had everyone contacting him saying, "Oh yeah, that was a normal thing on the Hondas straight away for when you have the fast, a fast rider. You've got to do this, and this with the clutch, or this, and this, and it works. Trust me, yeah, it'll be fine." We were like, "Oh shoot, we could have told us this before we went racing."
Right.
But okay,
right.
But it's one of those where we kind of went there and was like, okay, we didn't realize, because you got to remember on Honda, the 250, which these guys have been obviously running with Jordan Smith and Jarrett Fry this year, and like the primary thing on the 250s, Supercross, 250 Honda clutches are cable clutches. So, but the 450 is a hydraulic clutch. So it obviously was an area that was just new for everyone. And it was just something that we didn't know until we did the race. And then even the second race, so in between the first and second race, they changed everything. We thought it was just the clutch. We literally started the bike up to go down for second moto, and Martin Davalos, my crew chief and team manager, was just like, "Look, I'm not comfortable putting you out there on the engine right now. We thought it was going to be fine, but I think there's some more damage internally because we got it so hot." And I was like, "Look, that's good. So it's it's a cool. We obviously it wasn't ideal." I went down to the start line for the second race just in my shorts and t-shirt, and one of the star guys, one of the other someone else come over to me and went, "Oh yeah, that problem's a normal thing. You got to do this, and this with the Honda." I was like, "Oh, great."
Even they knew.
Know this before? But I was like, "Oh shit, okay, well, it is what it is." At the end of the day, we ironed it out. Southwick, which is arguably the toughest track in the States, in the US, for the bike, physically, for everything. We had two solid races, and the bike was 100%. So we're only getting better. I think it was a good step, and yes, Southwick was a good statement for the team and for everyone. We ironed out the issues in the 5 days we had, 6 days we had in between, and we're good to go.
Yeah, it says a lot about the team, I think. Yeah,
Max. So running fifth in the 450 class is one thing. People get good starts and they kind of run there for a while, but staying there and finishing the race is to me very, very impressive. And I just kind of wanted to know how you felt at the end of those motos and what it's like to maintain that pace for 30+2.
Well, I actually didn't get a great start. I actually came from 9th or 8th on the first lap, and I ended up passing. I passed Kenny. I passed Roxon on the last lap. I passed Plessinger and Roxon. Plessinger like 2 laps to go, and then Roxon the last lap of the first moto. And then the second moto, I was behind Dungey and Anderson for a little while, and then I got Dungey, and then was cracking on to Anderson, and then I think he got tired, and I managed to slip him near the end, and actually had a pretty easy last 2 laps. We were just sort of bringing it home, but a part of me was like thinking, man, I haven't actually done a 30+2 since Pala last year in a race situation, because obviously you can do them in the week, but it's not the same as racing. So I thought, okay, yeah, it's been a while since the last round of outdoors, 2021, but but no, I felt fine. You know, I prepped well. I obviously didn't have as much time as what I would have liked, but the bike and the team were solid. It wasn't, yeah, no, and I mean, like the speed in time training. I was second in time training. That was actually really close to Tomac, and I know it was a little, you know, sandy. It's a little different, but it proves that the bike and the team and the setup, we're right there. It definitely, and we're not even supposed to be right there because we're not even focused on the outdoors. We just, if we actually, I mean, my suspension guy said to me, well, I did 2 days of testing, and at the end of the second day, I said to my suspension guy, which was Factory Connection, my case, I said to him, I said, how do you think it's gone? Do you think it's gone good? And he went, yeah, I think you need to go. I think I can make you go another 2 seconds faster. We're not there yet. We still need another 2 seconds. And I was like, oh, I feel pretty good, but we're kind of running out of time. We don't have any more time now. He goes, yeah, well, you're just gonna have to go and see where you're at. And anyway, I saw him today, and I said to him, I said, wow. I said, if we'd have had those 2 seconds allowed, I said, I think we'd have been battling for the lead, let alone top fives. I think I'm pretty happy with. We just had 2 days of testing, and this is where we're at. If we were legit going to be racing outdoors properly, then yes, we would have, hopefully had a little more time. Obviously, the deal came together. The deal came together as they were racing Pala anyway. So it was like it was a little bit of a new thing, but we've made it work, and it proves that we've got a great group of guys, and I'm really thankful to. I think Martin Davalos, my team manager, is a massive help, because obviously I raced Marty in Supercross last year, and
sure.
And I know Marty's been so experienced with all the bike and the team and testing, and even like I said, we've done our testing, but say a couple of weeks ago, I was at a point where I was like, I feel like we're good, but I don't know until we go racing. I rode it Monday, Martin rode it Tuesday, and then I rode it Wednesday, and he made some changes, and I rode it Wednesday. I was like, wow, yeah, you've definitely gone the right direction here. So we've almost had like two brains working on the bike. I've given him all my thoughts, and then he's been able to ride, because he still rips, he's still mega fast. So he's been able to test my exact bike. He doesn't even change the levers, and we just go off each other to make progress. And I think that's sped things up a little bit, and got us to where we're at. So we'll see. We've got another weekend this weekend, and it's not easy. The class is tough. All the boys are fast, and yeah, that pace was high. But no, it was nice to be up there, and yeah, it was good to be racing. That's where we wanted to be. If I'd have been riding around in 15th, to be honest, I don't even think I'd have shown up. I'm not there. I don't choose to come and race 3 races just to not be competitive.
Right.
Like, I'm coming to the races to go to work. If I'd have done the first round at Redbud and been like, oh, we're miles off, then there's no point in showing up to the next race, is there?
No, I guess not. That's a good point. Yeah, and I think.
Go
ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, there's no benefit to. It's not like we're in a champion. It's not like it's round 1. They're already round 5 in, and it's like, well,
sure.
If we're not going to go and have a not even having a good time, but be competitive, then we might as well just stay at home. So I'm pleased that the guys have all worked so well together, and we're in a good spot. We are good.
How do you talked about the bike a little bit and getting comfortable pretty quick, but how do you like the bike compared to, say, the KTM or the Suzuki? Is there something that the Honda does better that makes that a particular thing on the Honda that you like better than the other bikes, or anything that makes you more comfortable?
The electric start's nice.
Sure. Yes, sir.
No, I mean, I had that on the KTM. I
right.
slipped that in because of all the comments on the internet.
Hey, Max, both my personal bikes, I have a 06 Honda kickstart, and I have a 22 Yamaha YZ250 kickstart. So I would love an e-start. Yeah. No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking because it's always the first comments on sure.
Any of my Suzuki pictures. It was always oh, how's kickstart or something. But no, the bike is very nice. Like I saw the potential straight away when I first started riding it, and and obviously, I mean, look at it. You're the first few rounds. You've got Chase and Kenny 40 seconds out in front, and obviously everyone's riding and testing and catching up. But the Honda is a very, very nice bike, both classes. You know, you've got Jet and Hunter in the 250s and the HRC boys in the 450 class that have obviously got something figured out. So it's a very nice bike. It's I told my friends this the other day, actually. I said it actually feels like the width of the bike. I know it kind of feels weird, but in between your legs, it feels kind of like a KTM. I mean, I've been on KTM and Huskies for a long time. Well, I was on KTM and Huskies for a long time in Europe. And I said, it kind of feels the same, but I said, and I never understood, you know, when people say, oh, the frame is, you know, it's an aluminium frame or it's a steel frame or it's this frame or that frame and it's more flexible or this and that. But I honestly feel like the Honda is more flexible. And by that, I mean, you feel the ground more. So you can really, I don't know, I can really see the track and then feel the track. I know it's a weird thing to say, but like I can do my lines and my thing. I can really feel the wheels on the ground. It's a weird thing, but I honestly feel like it's something that the Honda is very good at. The feel of the track in your hands. That the bike feels very soft in your hands. It's quite nice.
That's good.
So, yeah, it's a weird one, but it's definitely it's a very nice bike. I do really like it, and I think it's got a lot of potential, and you know, hopefully we're going into the era of the Hondas, you know, and hopefully now these Hondas are gonna be taken over because I'm gonna be on one.
Yeah, hey, it definitely appears that that's happening. I mean, the talent pool at Honda is stacked. So yeah.
I know it's crazy. Yeah, both classes are. The boys are really fast.
Absolutely.
All right, Max. So I kind of got a two-parter for you. First one is I got your picture up from I think it was from Redbud. Was it weird having an American flag on your graphics?
Oh well, I mean, I've got an Australian boss, I've got an Ecuadorian team manager, and I'm an English rider. So only my mechanic was American, so it's quite funny.
Yeah. I just saw that and it just made me think of it. So my actual question is, you know, obviously you've lived here for a lot and you've been over Europe. What's some common misconceptions that we have about England, and then vice versa? What is maybe some common misconceptions that England has about us? Not have to go too crazy.
Okay.
Just, you know,
No,
I just wanted something different than outside of moto.
That is a very different question. Okay,
Yeah.
So common misconception: you watch Disney Channel and you all think that everyone in England speaks very proper and very posh, and they're all the princes and the princesses, and everyone is nice, and it's a fairy tale in England. Well, that's a common misconception, because to be honest, when you go to England, it's normally miserable, raining. The people are not. I mean, I'm kind of bagging on my own people. I wouldn't say they're the nicest. It's like you go into the supermarket and you don't get like, oh, hey ma'am, how's your day? Hey sir, what can I help you? Like in America, you have that. Whereas in England, it's like, what are you doing in my shop? Like, you know,
So they're
it's a bit different.
less personable.
Yes, in America, everyone is very over the top friendly. And yeah, I think majority of Americans that haven't travelled watch the movies and it all seems very nice, and you know, there is obviously great parts, but it's not entirely like the movies. And what common misconceptions do the British people have of Americans? I know it's a bad thing, but it's like in England, all over the news is always the negative stuff. So it's always either about your politics, or it's about the shootings. So the shootings in the schools and the shootings and it's always everyone in England, like they always say, oh, was that near you, or was they oh, that looks really bad, or oh, this is really terrible, or even the weather, like it's this hurricane or this tornado or this earthquake, or but the hard thing, I think, for British people or European people in general to understand is how big America is.
Yeah.
America is absolutely massive.
Yeah.
So I lived in California, and I moved from California to Florida. That's like moving from England to Latvia, which is near Russia. It's like It's literally like you're going through France, Germany, Czech Republic, Belgium, Holland, all these different countries, Italy, all these different countries, completely different cultures, right? Whereas still, you move from California to Florida, you still land, and you still have a Target, you still have a Walmart, you still have a Chili's, you still have a TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
So although yes, bad things do happen in America and is highlighted more, it's still, America is massive. It's not like, these bad things happen in Italy, or they happen in France, or they happen in Germany, or you have this or whatever, but it's not so pinpointed because it's still America. You know what I mean? America is just so big. That's the thing that's mind-blowing. When you start flying around America, racing races, and you look down and you think, my days, this country is huge, and how diverse and different it is. Even just living here, I'm up at MTF, which is in Cairo, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
You could get lost in the woods up here and never be found.
Oh yeah.
It is,
for sure.
It is wild. Or you can be in the desert in California. You can be up in the high desert or wherever, and you'd be like, geez, you can get lost up there and never be found. It's massive.
I did. That actually happened to me about a month ago. I got lost up there in the high des. So Kiefer left me, and I didn't know where he went.
Yeah.
And you always seem very insightful. And I just wanted to kind of
that was a good question.
Yeah,
really good answer. Before we let you go, I want to ask a little bit about World Supercross. I think yourself and Dean have been confirmed. I've heard the rumors about Kenny, which I don't know that he's going to. Who knows? But just what are your thoughts on this World Supercross and the possibilities? Obviously, it's only 4 rounds this year, but in the coming years, this is going to be a really good opportunity for a lot of guys, I think, and it's going to be really exciting. Just what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I follow the WSX on Instagram, and I saw they announced Ken Roxon. So I'm assuming they announced him, and they announced that Tomac's going to do the first round.
Yes,
which is pretty cool, because that's Cardiff. That's in Britain. That's the UK, and my mum actually lives really close to there. So they're all going mental. I raced in that stadium back when I was like on a 65.
Oh,
years ago. So it's crazy doing like British stuff. So I honestly am really, really looking forward to, obviously I've raced GPs, so I'm used to traveling, but I'm really looking forward to showing the world Supercross, because the world watches Supercross on TV, and everyone watches Anaheim. Everyone watches, all the Supercross in America. And Supercross in America is such a big pinnacle, such a thing that people feel is untouchable, And when you live in Indonesia, or you even live in England, or live in Cardiff, in Wales, it's far away. America it's if you can't travel and you're a rider, you've never been, it just seems like, wow, it's a different life, like it's a different lifestyle. It's just I don't know, it just blows your mind at how mega Supercross actually is. So I'm quite interested and excited to see how the fans react, how what we can bring to the fans. Having some big names like that race is going to be awesome. Having a sick track, a proper Supercross atmosphere, I really think is going to be good, and I'm excited to see how it grows. And obviously this year is only a few rounds, and it's kind of like a kind of get the feet wet, see how it all works. But it all sounds very very promising, and I'm honestly really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. So I'm glad that you're going to get to experience that. Hopefully next year I'll be able to make a couple of those rounds. But yeah, I think it's going to be really good for the sport. and like you said, for the other countries to get a taste of Supercross.
Yeah, because like if I'm, if we go to Indonesia or even Australia, I've never been to Australia, but I know Australia's got a Supercross scene anyway. But just England, Cardiff, like all these places, and wherever they end up going next year, it's gonna be cool, and to bring a whole new fan base in on that is gonna be pretty cool as well. So no, I'm really excited about it.
Good deal. Last question I have for you before we let you go. Obviously, being down, with the way that the Rocky Mountain team went, and kind of not having a deal for a little bit, trying to figure things out, stinks. But it looked like you got some family time. You guys went to the beach and, got to spend some time with the baby. Did that help you recharge a little bit, just getting some family time? And you may have gotten that time anyway, but, it looked like you got a little extra time to hang out with the family.
Well, it's funny. I was actually have you watched that program, Tom Brady, Man in the Arena?
Yes. I'm not done with it, but yes.
What episode are you at? What episode are you on? Right?
I think there's only 1 or 2 left, so I'm almost at the end.
Have you done episode 9 where he's like maybe, where he tells the story about the Chinese farmer?
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay, well that one's really good. So,
okay.
So it was funny. It was funny because I actually watched it yesterday, and it resonated with me. And he basically, the story goes, there was a Chinese farmer, and one day his horse ran away, and all the villagers came over and said, "Oh, we're so sorry, you're so unlucky," and this and that. And he went, "Yeah, maybe." The next day, his horse came back with 10 other horses, and the villagers came around, wow, this is amazing. And he goes, "Yeah, maybe." Then a few days later, he's trying to break in one of the horses with his son, and his son falls off one of the horses and breaks his leg, and everyone comes, "Oh, we're so sorry," and he says, "Yeah, maybe," and then the next day there's a war, and they come to recruit, and they can't take his son because his son's got a broken leg. Anyway, the moral of the story is, in a fast way, is at the time you may perceive something as bad, or you may perceive something as good, but you don't really know until you have that perspective of afterwards. And yeah, at the time, during when it was all going on in Supercross, I was sitting there thinking, man, what am I going to do? Like, I was honestly sad, because I thought, man, what if I never get to race Supercross again? What if I never get to have a good ride or a good bike, or do this and do that, and then you're waiting on phone calls, and you're trying to figure out what you're gonna do, and it's like, man, I'm going to be a filling rider, but then still by the end of the year, I've got to perform, because if I don't, then I'm not going to have a ride. And then these guys called me, and I didn't even really know much about the team, the Firepower team, and I came up to meet everyone, and I was honestly pleasantly surprised, and it's worked out, and it's worked out great. And now when I look back, having that time, me and my wife, our baby was born right in the middle of Supercross, and we thought I was going to be racing every weekend. Literally, the weekend before he was born, it all went tits up and went up in the air, and I wasn't racing. So I got to be there for when he was born. I got to be there for the first few weeks. I was still stressing on what I was going to be doing, or trying to stay ready and this and that. But it was nice to have that quality time. And going back to the story, you don't know. You don't know at the time what's gonna turn out good and what's gonna turn out bad. So I honestly look back now and think it has all worked out better than what I could have even hoped for. I got to spend time with the little one, with the family. I've ended up now getting a deal with an amazing team on an amazing bike that's actually now going to open up different doors. I'm going to go and race a 250 in Supercross and push for something new. And I've got a contract longer than what I've ever had a contract my whole career. And it's actually come out of this that I'm in a better situation than what I started off. So it's one of those where you can easily get yourself caught up in thinking, oh, this sucks, or this is not right, or this is so bad. But it all works out in the end, and yeah, honestly, really yeah, really happy with how it all worked out, and to get to spend time with the little one, and now where I'm at, it's great.
Yeah, that's a great message. I'm really, really glad you shared that with us. And congratulations on the baby. That's awesome. I'm happy for you guys.
Thank you.
We're going to let you go, man. I appreciate you having some time for us, and I am going to come by the truck this weekend and say hi.
Sweet. Sounds good. Well, I will see you there. No, thank you very much for having me on, guys.
All right, Max, take care, and I'll see you this weekend. Thanks, man.
Cheers. See you this
See
weekend.
ya.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye. Dude, what a great interview.
That was good.
That was awesome.
That's been one of our better ones in a while, I think.
Yeah. Good deal. That was a lot of fun. That's only the second time I think we've had him on.
I think I was here last time.
Yeah, I
we
think
did.
so. I think because it was 2 years ago, maybe. I don't think it was Supercross last year, not 2 years ago, but I think it was Supercross last year. So, yeah, good times. Let's go a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with Rango.
Yeah, he's top notch when it comes to that kind of stuff.
What the hell did I just do? Any trivia?
Okay, so
Because I got an email. Right.
can
Go ahead.
well, I don't know. I
You
don't.
don't-
Know. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess it up. But I think there's some confusion.
Okay. Well, just tell me.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. At
I
this point,
think
if it's
I think what you put down as his last race was technically a DNF.
yes.
So
I think so.
that
That's why the result was so.
Yeah, that threw
Overall
everybody
result.
off.
Oh.
So I technically kind of have a winner. He kind of answered it both ways.
Okay.
So, in my opinion, the winner is Matt Odell. He said he said 8th in Belgium, but technically a DNF in Italy is it was his last finish. But he kind of answered it both ways.
Okay. Well, I have one that answered it basically the same way.
Okay.
So maybe at the end of the show, we'll take John from my email,
Okay.
and we'll take what's the guy's name?
Matt Odell.
Matt, and we'll just put the two names
In a
and a piece of paper and
Coin
pick
flip?
one. Yeah, sure. Or
yeah,
coin.
we can coin flip. We can
Sure.
coin toss
I'm
it.
down with that. Okay, so let's get Rango on here in just a second. All right, here we go. Getting Rango.
Jamie, hello.
What's up, Rango? How are you, man?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. So just so you know, I got my co-host Scotty in. You'll hear him asking some questions. I'm going to hit record. I'm going to introduce you, and we'll be rocking and rolling.
All right, sounds good. Let's go.
All right. All right, boys. Next up, brought to you by Works Connection. Since the inception of Works Connection in 1989, Eric Phipps's goal has been to produce Works-like products for the general public. For products like the industry-standard Pro Launch Start device, the Elite Clutch Perch, radiator braces, customized master cylinder covers, and much more, it's hard to imagine you not going to WorksConnection.com so you too can have what the pros use. Don't forget to use promo code MotoXPod20 to save. Tonight, Works Connection brings us factory Honda mechanic for Jason Anderson, Jason Rango Montoya.
You just said Honda.
Did I say Honda?
Yeah.
Oh, factory Kawasaki.
Yeah, it's Factory Cowie.
Yeah, it's factory Cowie. Maybe that's because we
Yeah,
were just talking
factory
to
Cowie.
maybe because we were talking to Max. I don't know, or maybe it's just I'm a dummy. What's up, Rango?
What's going on? Not much. Just here hanging out up at the house, actually.
Yeah, chilling. Yeah, busy day at work.
No, not too bad. Day before traveling, so you
Yeah.
know, I went in for half a day, and then I've been home hanging out with my girls at the house.
There you go. So since Jason has a practice mechanic with him back home, what does your week look like? Is it building the race bike? What do you do throughout the week leading up to travel?
Well, this team, they build on a Thursday, so we fly a little bit earlier than a lot of teams. So we actually fly on a Wednesday and fly home on Sunday.
Okay.
Where other teams fly on Thursday because they already built because they stayed back on the Sunday after the race. But normal week for me, I mean, I get to the shop on Monday and I'll just kind of get my build bag for build day, get all that stuff together, clean up stuff from the weekend that I travel back with, and that's probably about it. I mean, just kind of stay ahead of the game. There's always stuff, you know, you got to do to be prepared, sending stuff to New Mexico to Jason's practice guy, Ben, you know, keeping in the loop on that and just staying busy, really.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's always something to do. Even when it feels like, all right, I'm caught up, I'm sure there's something else to do every time.
Yeah, definitely. It's always, I've been learning to try to stay ahead of the game. Definitely, like just use your free time wisely and try to, always have stuff prepped and ready for the future.
Now you've been doing this since I think professionally since 2016, if I'm not mistaken. But you started working for Malcolm in 2015 as a practice guy.
Yeah, 15 with Malcolm as a practice guy, and he was riding for Geico actually that year. It was 15, 16. I actually moved from California, moved out to Florida, and was Malcolm's practice guy I was with him for 6-7 years.
Yeah, and I want to get to that in a minute. But I read a little bit of Michael Antonovich, I think, did an article or something on you, and he said you were like a super fan of the Stewarts. So how do you make this connection? How do you get hooked up with the Stewarts originally?
Yeah, I was definitely a super fan of the Stewarts. I mean, just growing up, James was my idol. I mean, I just loved actually Cowie. He was riding Cowies back then, and just his number when he switched to number 7 was even I was like, oh hell yeah, that's even what made me more of a fan. But I've always been a fan of them, and I had some of my best friends home was Reed fans, so we would always go to the Supercross, and I would stay in the autograph line. That was when you used to have to get tickets, actually.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to get tickets for autographs, so I'd always stand in that line forever just to get James's autograph, and I would even get Big James's autograph at that time, he was one of my idols as well.
I bet he loved that.
Yeah, it was actually a dream come true, actually getting the job with those guys, just because how much I looked up to them, and just they're good people. But as I got in the industry, I mean, actually I was working as a amateur mechanic for this kid, Cole Barbieri. He's out of Northern California.
Yeah, I remember that name.
Yeah, so he was riding for Horton Yamaha. It was like a amateur Yamaha team. And I was actually his mechanic at the time, and we went to Loretta's. And I met up with Zach Freeberg. He's from Florida. He used to race too, and he's grew up with Malcolm a lot. And I just got tight with him. He was actually working for Carson Mumford at the time as just helping Mumford out because he's real tight with Mitch.
Okay, yeah.
And Carson was on Cowies then, Super Minis. So Zach was there at Loretta's. You know how Loretta goes. We're just hanging out, after the races, and just gotten to talking to him. And shoot, a few weeks later, he hit me up saying, hey, Malcolm's looking for a practice mechanic. You got a resume? And I'm like, holy cow. He's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'll put one together.
So I ended up getting in contact with David Cowley. He was actually James's practice guy at the time. And he's actually working for Malcolm now. So I got in contact with him, sent him over my resume, and they were actually out in California getting ready for Straight Rhythm and Monster Cup at the time. And I had some lunch with him a couple times, and then I ended up meeting Big James, and I talked my way into getting the job.
That's how it works sometimes, right? You got to have some connections, and man, as long as you have a good personality and there's a little bit of, they feel like they can trust you, you can really get some good opportunities in this industry.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't be where I'm at today without those guys, a lot of people that's helped me get to where I'm at for sure.
Yeah, I might have to hit you up because I can't ever get Malcolm to respond, dude. I talked to him in Minneapolis. He's like, hey, man, I don't really answer my text. You got to call me and leave a voicemail. I was like, all right. That sounds a little weird, but okay.
Yeah. Some of those guys, man, they get busy. And,
yeah.
They don't, even sometimes it takes them a while to text me back.
Right. Okay. That makes you feel a little better.
Yeah, and then I just call him and hopefully he'll answer.
Right. Go ahead, Scotty.
Yeah, so...
Well, yeah.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, so far this season, Jason's obviously been one of the fastest guys. He's had the speed, and he's just the bad luck of some first corner stuff that's not necessarily his fault, just kind of some bad luck. How do you kind of encourage him through that kind of stuff, and just kind of talk about how y'all kind of work through some bad luck like that?
You got to get the bad luck out of the way is what I say. You get that bad luck out of the way, the good luck's going to come. But you just keep telling them, just give it 110 every time you're out there, and hopefully things start coming our way. We have had some tough past couple races, but everybody sees how he comes through the pack, and he's really got some speed out there. We just, got to be in that top 5 right out of the first corner because, man, those guys up front, they get away quick.
Yeah, that's no doubt.
Yeah.
I want to step back real quick. Your first professional year with Malcolm was 2016, correct?
Yeah, 17.
Oh, okay.
It was, yeah. It
Okay.
was 17. Malcolm didn't have a ride after he went from 250 to he was going to 450, and supposedly that's when like the tsunami hit in Japan. They were coming out with they were coming out with a new bike, and it was just a lot of headache, for him to try to get, how Geico used to do that 450 deal.
Yeah.
So just kind of got a bad draw, and he ended up doing his own team with some help of, some dealerships and stuff like that. So we ended up doing his own team, and that's how I got to be my first race mechanic.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were with him for the championship.
No, I was actually a practice guy. Yeah.
That's still pretty cool, though. It's a pretty cool experience to be a part of that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, practice guys, man, you got to give them a lot of credit because they're grinding all week long. They ain't there on the weekends, but
you don't get the spotlight at all. You don't get the recognition. You're just nobody really knows about you.
Yeah, exactly. But that's where a lot of the grinding goes in. Is actually during the week.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Did you always believe, like when you first started working with Malcolm, you had to know like this kid's got so much potential, especially when you see the whoop speed, but he's gotten better every year. And like you had to probably see that from the early stages, right? Working with him as an amateur, you saw the progression daily. Yeah,
he's definitely got some speed and a lot of talent. Everyone always, used to dog on his size and stuff, but man, when you're in the 450 class, you kind of need that stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, he bulldogged us around a couple times this year.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that just hit me. You're tight with Malcolm, and then Malcolm and Jason had some issues. I didn't even.
Yeah, that's kind of one of my questions.
Go ahead then. Go ahead, Scotty.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask. With you obviously having a relationship with both of them, did you ever feel like you needed to get involved, or is there ever any kind of thing spilt over, or how did that go?
Man, after it was A1, I think it was a heat race, and Malcolm kind of bumped Jason off into a tough block and this and that, and I was upset, but like, I was, even Big J's always told me this, once those guys leave the gate, it's no matter if I say, hey, go take him out or leave him alone. When they leave the gate, they're going to do what they're going to do, right? Yeah. So as mechanics, you kind of got to just, kind of try to keep you cool. But Jason actually told me something pretty cool that night when we got back. He's like, hey, don't let me, ruin the relationship with me and Malcolm. You guys got a good relationship, and I want it to stay that way. And that was pretty cool coming from him after fucking Malcolm just knocked him down. So that was that was pretty cool that he said that, And obviously CeeLo's Malcolm's mechanic, and I'm sure they still have a little relationship as well.
True. Yeah, I think a lot of people have a misconception about Jason of what kind of guy he is. I got to hang out with him at one of our local Texas tracks. He came out with Team Fried and did a weekend thing like last year, I think, for Halloween. And just sitting visiting with him off the record, he's just chilling out. Like, he's a really nice, cool guy. He just likes his privacy, man. And you can't hate on the guy for that.
Not at all, man. He's one of the realest, rawest dudes that I've actually met in this industry. He is super, he's just a real dude, to be honest with you.
I agree. Talk about, so you were with Malcolm last year, right, at Husky?
No, he was at Yamaha last year.
Yeah, that's what I meant, Yamaha. I'm sorry, but you've been with him. You switched from Yamaha with Malcolm to Kawi this year. What brought that change on? Why did you not stay with Malcolm? What was the reasoning for you?
Well, Malcolm only had a Supercross deal with Yamaha, so he obviously he always wanted to ride outdoors. We were hoping to get a chance to ride outdoors actually with the Yamaha, but then I guess they put Christian Craig on the bike. You know how that went. But,
sure.
So I actually had a job still with Malcolm, and I was trying to figure some things out, and I was kind of tired of moving from California back to Florida, going back and forth. I actually got a serious girlfriend out here in California. So I was wanting to stay out this way, and, Malcolm's obviously in Florida, and I have a lot of stuff out there as well. But I actually worked for Gas for last summer just because I heard Kawasaki was hiring, and that's a dream job to me. And I wanted to pursue that job. And so I took actually this gas job just to stay out in California and be ready for if I ever got called for an interview or whatever. I was here actually out in California. So that's one of the reasons why I actually didn't take the job, because I manifested getting this Cali job.
Dude, you must be living life right. Like, you've had a couple of these dream jobs come true, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it actually, I mean, they are really dream jobs, and they've always been my dream, and they have came true. You know, I can't be more blessed for the year I've been having, actually.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so, you know, with motocross and supercross, there's obviously, it's, you know, different formats, different timing and everything. I just kind of wanted you to compare and contrast some of the stresses and challenges that you face as a mechanic on race day, you know, between the supercross and motocross.
I'm still kind of getting the hang of motocross. Like, Malcolm never did motocross, so I did that gas summer job last year with Pierce Brown, and then I've done, you know, this season with Jason and Callie. But from what I've learned, I mean, outdoors, you don't got much time, you know, like in between the motos, and like it's a grind. And from supercross, things don't get as hammered, and you know, things more clean. You got a little bit more time, unless you're going into the LCQ and stuff like that, you know. But just keeping the bike together, and just, I mean, not having as much time in between the motos is what really I got to focus really hard on getting everything you need done.
Yeah, you probably have. Well, I mean, it's an hour in between motos, right around there. But by the time you get back to the truck, get the bike washed, you probably have 30, 40 minutes, maybe?
It's like 40 minutes, because you know, you got
like
first
5.
call, and then you got to get down on staging.
Yeah.
You know, like from gate drop to gate drop, yeah, you got an hour, but like mechanics actually don't have that long to get the bike back on the gate.
And it's freaking, well, it hasn't been as hot so far this year at most outdoor races. Like, you guys haven't really been just kicked with 100 degrees and humidity yet. But,
yeah, not too bad. I think the hottest one was probably Colorado, but yeah, obviously you have no humidity really, you know. So
yeah, but dude, it felt like I'm not used to being that high elevation. It just you're very clearly closer to the sun. You can feel the difference.
Yeah, it's like opening up the oven out there.
Yeah, that was not a fun day.
It's almost 8
working.
It's almost 8 o'clock here. My phone still says 100 degrees. So
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been blessed though. I mean, I think this weekend might be a little bit hotter than the past, but you never know.
Millville, every time I've been there, it's so freaking hot and muggy. But
yeah, I've seen there might be a little bit of rain maybe this weekend.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing yesterday too. I haven't really checked today. Hopefully it goes away, because I don't want to mutter, man. I think the last time I was at Millville was 19, and it was freaking like they had to push the motos back. It rained so hard.
Yeah, it can get nasty.
Yeah, for sure. 7 Supercross wins for Jason this year. Dude, that had to be again another dream. Like, holy crap. Jason had he was definitely championship ready. Few little things obviously went wrong. Couple mistakes of his own, but what a season, dude. Oh God, what a great season for Jason.
Yeah, he started grinding as soon as we got on the bike. Like, I think it was September 1st, I think. October. I think he couldn't ride to the end of September. And, man, as soon as we started riding, we were riding 4 days a week, just all off season, man. He was testing and really trying to get to figure out the bike, and just laps after laps after laps. You know, he came in ready. And, I mean, once you get that little bit of confidence, it could go a long way. But, yeah, he had a phenomenal year. I mean, even for me, I came into the season with like 1 podium or 2 podiums with Malcolm. We got like 2/3, and that was the best I've had in the 450 class. Right. And then to get my first win was just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's awesome.
To have 7 of them, yeah. It's crazy. There's people that go their whole career without getting wins. So you know, you can't take those for granted. You know, every last one you gotta treat them like it can be the last one.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's crazy that it was more wins than he had than the year he won the championship. Yeah,
this was his best season ever.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's all because of Rango.
Yeah, it's all you, man.
All credit to Rango.
Yeah. He won more races this year than he did in his championship year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think he's riding very well this year, even outdoors. You know, we got that win in Hangtown and had a little bit of bad luck, but we're gonna come out swinging this weekend.
Dude, I'm a big Jason fan, and again, I've talked to him off the record a bunch of times. He doesn't want to do the podcast because he doesn't like to, and that's fine. But I'm a big fan of Jason's, big supporter of his, and every week when the camera after the start of the race shows him in a pileup. I'm like, man, it just breaks me. I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
He's
I know
coming
it,
from
man.
last to like 5th, 6th, and just
more than 9.
Yeah,
this
it's
year.
just God.
Yeah.
If he could just get a start and stay up there, and not have a goofy tip over. Like he's got so much speed.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, just got to put two motos together.
Yeah.
Just you come from way back in the first moto. Like by the time you get halfway in the second moto, your fitness is really kicking in. So it's really hard to do that and be competitive on the second motos at the end of the races.
Right.
Yes. So, obviously Team Fry is a big part of Jason's program, and me and Darkside here are both pretty cool with Tommy Tenders. You got any good Tinder stories?
Tom, nah, he's actually a nice guy. I mean, I didn't really know Tom too well personally till, obviously I started working with Jason, but man, he's a humble kid. He's a good time for sure.
Yeah, he's real knowledgeable about the sport too.
Yeah, definitely. And I just met his parents the other day. That's how you tell where he gets all his respect from, because they're super nice and respectful too.
Yeah.
He's a good kid.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he's got a girlfriend now, though. But like I said, you didn't hear that from me.
Okay. Yeah, we'll bleep that out. But yeah, I think actually he did talk about that at Lakewood. I feel like I think maybe Weed was somebody was giving him some shit about it. So yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, he's
seeing me on the golf course though. He won't play me. That off weekend I was hitting him up to play, but he had every excuse out there.
Oh, I was about to ask like a little personal question, like what you're into, and you're a golfer, huh?
I mean, I like to play golf now. I mean, I don't do it much. I definitely like to ride, but man, everyone asks if I ride. You ride. It's just you work on a bike all week, and when you have your days off, you don't really want to wash a bike and prep a bike after you ride it.
Yeah.
So for me, going out to the golf course and having a couple beers and hanging out with some buddies is a good time. But right now, I've been busy at home. I have 2 twin girls at home that came Thanksgiving Day, so I try to spend as much time with them as I can.
Oh wow, new daddy and to 2.
Oh
yeah, twins on Thanksgiving Day. So yeah, it's been a blessed year for me. Started at Cowie, 7 wins, got a family going. Can't complain.
Congratulations to you. What's your lady's name?
Her name's Serena.
Gotta give her a shout out. Yeah, that's it takes a lot. It takes a really strong woman to deal with somebody in your industry. So that's really cool.
Yeah, she definitely holds it down when I'm gone, especially with 2 of them. Like she left me at home about a week ago. She had to go into the office, and she left me at home for like 5 hours with them both. And man, I went back to work, and I was telling the guys that was probably the hardest job I've ever worked.
Yeah, I've definitely never dealt with twins. I have a kid that's grown now, and now I have a granddaughter, and I'll keep her for a day. But 2, I don't know how you're doing that, man. You better put a little Motrin in their juice or something. Get them sleepy.
They're good. They're so good, baby. So
That's
we just
awesome.
try to keep them busy.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We got a couple more questions for you before we let you go.
I've got one from one of our listeners. This is a popular question. What is Jason most picky about on the bike?
I would maybe say like the sag, the seat height. Maybe you put a new seat on it, he feels like he's sitting a little bit taller, and he's like, oh, is it like a new seat or is the sag off? He's very picky about the balance on the bike for sure.
It blows me away that those guys notice stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
I just don't have that feel.
Malcolm, he was real picky about his handlebars and like levers, which like shocks me. Like every build day, I seem to nail Jason's right on the head. Like he doesn't touch none of that, or like the pass with Malcolm or somebody, they're just moving the handlebars a little bit, adjusting the levers. So you try not to take them off the clamps if you don't have to. It's very picky guys. But Jason, he's real chill, real easy, like really easy to work with.
That's good. Yeah, he seems like it. How do you like
he
Shanty?
Squeezes.
How do you like
Shanty?
Yeah, he's a good
Shanty's
dude.
a good dude. I've been, Shanty and Kranz, I've learned a lot of things from those guys just in the past, year that I've worked at Cowie. Everybody there has taught me something. But Shanty, he's cool. He's high strung. He's got high energy for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, I always tell that guy, like, do you ever like chill out or like sleep or rest? Because he's always just going and just he's active.
Definitely, yeah. Kranz was more the quiet one, for sure.
Yeah, Kranz is more chill, calm, and Shanty, he talks, and he's always doing something. He's high-strung.
That's awesome. Well, Rango, dude, it was really cool getting a chance to meet you for a little bit. I'm glad that I finally came up and talked to you back there at Lakewood and got your number, man. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah. A lot of people, I mean, I'm kind of low on the radar. I haven't had Instagram or social media in, past couple years. And
I noticed.
Just kind of just doing my own thing and, kind of focusing on myself and my family. So kind of stay under the radar. But yeah, it was good to be on, and, hopefully there's more to come.
Absolutely. I'll see you this weekend at Millville. So I'll be up there. I'll come by and say hi. And yeah, it was really, really great getting to know you a little bit, man.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thanks for the call. And yeah, come by this weekend. I'll talk to you then.
We'll do it. Congratulations on the family, man.
Yep. Cheers.
All right.
See ya.
See ya. All right. Yeah. Jason Rango Montoya. Dude, I do not remember. Like, I didn't even realize I said Honda. Like,
you straight up did.
I guess I was. I mean, I was looking at Max's name when it says Firepower Honda by it, but that's still weird.
Yeah.
But
way to go, man.
Hey, man. There has to be at least one mistake every show. Has to be at least one. It'd be weird if it wasn't. So, let's see what we got. Yeah, let's do a commercial break and we'll get Dylan on. Gonna go to the bathroom. So you're gonna leave our YouTube peeps
Sorry, guys. I don't want
high and dry.
to piss myself in the middle of the next interview.
Yeah, and I can't even see the monitor so that I can respond to anything. So
If you pull this show up,
I've got other stuff going. Yeah, that computer's got a virus. I got to get it fixed. It's just the old computer, and it doesn't have virus protection anymore. So YouTube, this is super exciting. I know it's, I guess we need to set it up where the commercials scroll like Pulp does. TJ said he was going to do that, or maybe it was Scotty. We'll get that figured out. And still no updates on what's going to happen with the show and Vital, but I think it's going to keep going. We might back it down to a few less shows. I don't know. I know nobody else wants to, but what's up, dude?
what's up? Hey, what's up? What's going on?
I was just talking about, letting you go. Probably.
Do you want to do the coin toss? Do you have a quarter?
Sure.
Do I need to go get one for my truck?
I feel like I had a coin here somewhere the other day. How about this? Let's do a Pro Taper donut. So, what was your guy's name?
Matt Odell.
All right, Matt gets the Pro Taper side.
Okay.
John gets the black side.
Okay.
All right. So winner of
the plain side. The politically correct way to say it.
Why is saying a color politically incorrect?
I don't know, man. It's 2022. You tell me.
Stop acting like an idiot. You're the idiot. Don't be an idiot. Changed my life.
All right, here we go. John is black. Here we go. Oh, Pro Taper side up. So that's your guy.
That was Matt. Congratulations, Matt. You get some queso.
Yeah, Matt. So I need an email, motoxpodshow@gmail.com. I need you to email me. Tell me you're the guy. I need your address, full name. Don't be a D-bag and like somebody else email me and say you're Matt. Just be cool. Be cool.
Be cool, man. All right. Well, congratulations, Matt. Got some
Be
cheese.
cool.
Got some cheese.
I'm thinking of Pulp Fiction. Doesn't Jules say that? Be cool, man. Or is that?
No, it is.
Be cool, man.
I've got Hulu, Netflix, Paramount, Peacock,
I have Peacock.
HBO.
There's something on Paramount.
Not one of them has Pulp Fiction.
Dude, no. I'm on those old school Tarantino's. I'm DVD.
You got them on. See, I don't even have a DVD player.
I do because I still have a lot of DVDs, but like especially my Tarantino stuff.
Oh
Star
so
Wars,
good.
even though it's on Disney, I know, but still.
Yeah, I watched Goodfellas the other day. I know that's Scorsese, but
yeah. I had that on DVD.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a lot of DVDs
on
still,
DVD.
man. I'm like, I don't want to get rid of them, man.
On my DVD. Yeah, no, DVDs are clutch, bro.
I know it's getting to be like VHS or whatever, but like I don't know. I like. Sometimes you can't find those movies, like you just said, on a service.
Like literally $100-something worth of subscriptions and can't watch that.
Like you can't find Jackie Brown anywhere else.
Jackie Brown.
It's one of Tarantino's first movies.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's awesome. Maybe it was after Pulp. I can't remember. But all his stuff, Reservoir Dogs, everything's fantastic.
Yeah, Garrett said, Jules says that when he's about to get robbed in the restaurant.
There you go.
Be cool, man.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Yeah. Which wallet's yours? The one that says bad motherfucker. Such a great movie.
Yeah, it is, man. That's
I love there's a couple things with the way he does like the sound or the way he directs, like with that movie when they get the gimp out and I'm what's the guy's name that with the chopper? Zed.
Zed
Has his hands on the Gimp's head.
Oh, and he's like,
you hear the but you hear it on the leather, and then in Kill Bill 2, I'm pretty sure they're fighting outside not the dojo, but they're in like Japan, and they're fighting. Lucy Liu is fighting, and you hear the water. There's this like water apparatus, this bucket, and it goes, I don't know, I can't do it, but it's just like there's just these sounds. I'm like, Tarantino's just a genius.
Yeah, dude, they're so good. The Tarantino, that's my thing. I would rather watch
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, that was good. I'd rather watch a Tarantino or Scorsese movie that I've seen 20 times rather than watch like a new like crap action movie or something. You know.
Well, I mean, that seemed like a really obvious statement. I'd rather watch a great movie than a crappy movie. That's pretty much what you just said.
Well, I'd rather watch, a great one multiple times.
Yes, I can't disagree. Tarantino stuff I've watched over and over and over and over. Even
wait, who is it?
His first. Well, he wrote or wrote part of Natural Born Killers. He didn't direct it, but he was a writer on that. What are we getting?
I'm trying to hold on that. So
because we're still in commercial, so this is just YouTube.
Yeah,
only.
we're chilling.
We'll get Dylan. We'll get Dylan on just a second here.
Oh, yes. Sportin says that his wife gets ordered a bunch of that queso.
Oh. Well, she needs to get drunk and order some of the our jerky to dip in the queso.
There you go.
Use our promo codes.
Dude, I
hope you're using our promo codes because with the grill your ass off, we get a small piece of that. I don't know what the percentage is, but we'll get a small piece off the orders. Now the our jerky, I don't know. We might even have our jerky. I don't think so, but that's just a discount. But
what's the shelf life on that queso?
Well, I mean, it's jarred. I would think it's pretty long.
It says it's got a date right there.
Does it? Oh, best if used by 5/23/24. So about a year.
Okay.
A year?
2 years.
Oh yeah, we're in 22.
Hit it.
Hey, factory Honda mechanic, but in 2024. And then I also said, hey, you were with Malcolm on Husky last year. He's on Husky now.
Yeah.
It's just whatever. It's, people brain fart sometimes, Scotty.
And dude, you're not you can't even say that you do this part time now. This is still technically you have it
for a few more days.
Yeah, you haven't transitioned completely, but
I'll probably get fired right away. We didn't know you were such an idiot.
Yeah, you just.
What was that?
I just started. I made myself laugh. You just said Honda.
Made myself laugh.
Oh my goodness.
Let's talk to Dylan so that I can get some food and finish the wrap up.
Yeah, it's kind of
trying to get motivated just to make the phone call.
That's
I wish
your thing, man.
I wish I had you two open so I could chat. That's what I really want to do. I want you to host the show now. Let me chat with YouTube. Can we switch places?
Yeah.
You know what to do?
No.
Shit. Sucks.
You know what numbers the different cameras are?
Well, I know the first one's the wide shot. No, not the first one's the laptop. The first one's the laptop. I don't count that one as a camera.
And he never said anything back. I don't have any other way.
You got to tell me these things.
I did.
Oh, I don't remember that. I'm busy.
I did.
I'm full time.
I got to work on it. I did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I need to check with him then.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd love to.
Yeah. Let's get Dylan on.
Hello?
Dylan, what's up, dude?
Hey, Jamie. How's it going?
It's going good, man. Just so you know, my co-host Scotty's in studio, so you hear two voices here in a minute once we get going. We may have some listener questions from YouTube, etc., but I'll hit record, I'll introduce you, and we'll knock this thing out.
Sweet. Sounds good.
All right, hang tight.
We'll do it.
All right, next up, we have a privateer, full-blown privateer, brought to you by Racetech. He will be the Racetech Privateer Spotlight, and Racetech is the world's largest aftermarket suspension modification company. All Racetech products include award-winning gull valves and settings are 100% guaranteed and made in the USA. Visit racetech.com for more info and use that promo code MOTOXPOD to save. Tonight, Racetech brings us Dylan Kirchner. What's up, man?
Not much. Just I'm at a gas station currently dodging some rain.
Oh, yeah. So how close are you? How close are you to Millville, Minnesota area?
Actually, probably not too far from Millville. Where I'm headed is towards the FXR training facility, trying to get some riding in tomorrow. Looks like they may have gotten some rain because it's wet.
That's what I was going to ask. We've heard there's some rain coming in this weekend. You said you're dodging rain, so I was wondering how close you are. Yeah, it may be a mudder this weekend. I hope not.
Yeah, I've had some surprising rides in the mud, so I'm not against it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm going to be there watching, and I don't need to be sloshing around in mud. Man, I'm out. Give me good weather, dude. You can rain next weekend when I'm not there.
Yeah.
Well, Dylan, give me some of your background, man. Skippy reached out to me, but I know very little about you, if anything at all. So let's get your background. Where are you from? How'd you get into moto? Family? What was it?
Well, I'm from San Antonio, Texas. When we got into moto, it was really just my dad showed up with, 3 dirt bikes from the local dealership, and we just rode on our ranch, really. And over the years, it kind of just progressed into us racing local stuff, and now I'm pretty much the only one left in the family that's doing anything with dirt bikes.
Was your dad into riding dirt bikes and racing, or did he just kind of like maybe he trail rode, or was it just something he wanted to try to do with the boys?
I think it was just something to do with the boys. I was 5 years old. It was just a random day. He came home with those bikes, and I was all excited.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get out in that field.
That's pretty cool. That just like a random decision by your dad led to something that became a lifetime passion.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd be doing without dirt bikes, to be honest.
Well, what is your dad and you got brothers, I assume. What are your family into? Other hobbies, what are they into that maybe you would have gotten into otherwise?
My oldest brothers were more into football.
Yeah.
And my middle brother, he was more into soccer and, did school, all that stuff. And I was just the younger brother that stuck with it and just kept on riding throughout all the years. And I didn't really take it seriously till I was probably 18 years old, around there.
Well, how long ago was that? How old are you now?
I'm 27, so about 9 years ago, I started to take it seriously. I wanted to see if I could do anything with the pro racing, and it's taken a while, but yeah.
Well, you're a vet pro. You're an old dude in this field.
Yeah, older dude, but still trying to be young.
That's cool. So, how many pro nationals have you tried to do this year? I know you went to Redbud and Southwick. Were those the only 2 that you went to?
No, so I've started at Thunder Valley.
Okay.
I'm doing all the East Coast, no Cali or Washougal, just kind of too far for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it started at Thunder Valley. I was 44th there. At High Point, I actually made it in. I got 4th in the Consi and was 39th overall. Redbud, I was very close. I got the whole shot in the Consi. Made a couple big mistakes, and it pushed me back to, I think, 8th. So I was just another alternate. And yeah, Southwick, I had the speed, but in the Consi, it just didn't come together. There were some crazy pileups in that first corner, and you know how it is. It's crazy there.
Yeah. How did you end up getting into Southwick? Because that's how this whole thing started. Was Skippy was like, "Hey, man, he's getting up there, but they're already full. Can you?" And I didn't have anybody really with any luck get you any help. So how'd you end up getting in?
Honestly, it was Thursday, and I was just driving towards the track, hoping something would happen, and I got an email saying I was accepted.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, to me, I guess I had created enough noise to make a decision. But my thing was that I just didn't get the declined entry email till Wednesday. So it kind of, I'm traveling from Texas. I'm not just, going up every week and going back home. So to me, it was like, I wish I knew the week before, because if I did after Redbud, I just would have went home.
Sure, that makes sense.
So I just didn't want to be sitting around for the whole week for nothing,
Yeah,
so I wanted to get out there and try.
Absolutely, it's a lot of money to go up there and just watch a race or whatever, hang out. Yeah. Yeah, so I wish I'd known this ahead of time. I was at Lakewood. I was on that line in the Consi with you probably, because our producers, or when he's not even our producer anymore, he's one of our co-hosts.
I think he's doing 450 though.
Well, that's true. That's right. Yeah. So, Doc Smith is one of our buddies, and he's racing the 250 class, but I was going to say, if you happen to see a quote-unquote mechanic that could not set a hole shut device, that would be me. So, yeah, I was struggling with that. But, yeah, man, so, like, give me some, I guess some stories, right? You're having a good time. This is for fun, kind of like some travel stories, some race stories that kind of stand out about your time doing these nationals. What's it been like for you?
I mean, at first it was a little overwhelming because this is the first year that I'm actually trying to do quite a few of them. I tried in 2020 and it just didn't go so well. I was around, 58th, 60th, to me it wasn't too great. So in 21, kind of just had fun that year, rode as much as I could. And then this year I decided to give it another go. Before all this, though, I did Canada for 4 years straight. I went up there and just enjoyed every bit of it, got some experience. Canada's a good stepping stone. A lot of people don't know about it, but it's an awesome deal to go up there and chase that series, and that'll get you prepared and kind of get you a little bit more ready to hit the nationals down here. And especially for someone like me that didn't do any amateur nationals growing up. I didn't even try to go to Loretta's, never been. I've done Ponca. But yeah, I never did really any big races when I was growing up. So that's why I started to kind of push myself when I was around 18 years old. I wanted to start seeing if I could do anything more with this, just see how far I could get, really.
Yeah, it's kind of an unorthodox route to do it, but it's really cool to hear just a different type of story. What you got, Scotty? You got something, Scotty?
Oh, yeah. So, obviously the factory guys, they're on factory equipment, and then, like, that's kind of like its own level, but those privateer guys that are in that 20th or 30th range, what do you see them doing that you kind of try to, like learn from, emulate, or, like, where do you find that their difference is with you?
Honestly, the type of movements they do on the bike, getting over rollers and braking bumps, certain inside humps, I'll go ride the track, try to qualify Saturday, and then Sunday, I'm rewatching the races, and I'll see all these little spots where they do completely different things, and it kind of blows my mind. So, like, I'll rewatch it, and I'm like, okay, they moved this way, and it apparently made the bike handle this way. So it's just I'm more of a visual learner. So when I see it, I try to apply it and learn that way. So I try to watch a lot of the races. Like after Saturday, I'll go back and try to watch and see what I can learn. It's just little stuff every weekend. You have to kind of hammer it into your brain so you can apply it on the track.
Yeah, it's something we keep hearing from guys sort of at your level that are trying to make these races, is like the sprint speed that you have to qualify is not, it's not everybody's cup of tea. Like a lot of guys like Doc or some other kids, that they got to build up to it. They got to figure the track out, and then they need to take some time, and they start building speed as they goes on. That doesn't really work, though, when you're trying to qualify for a pro national or a pro supercross, because you really need to drop the hammer, sight lap, and go. That's pretty much what you need to do. Are you any good at that at all, or is that really a struggle?
So it's a struggle for me because I've never had to try and do 120% right off the back like that. I've always just been, that local kid out at the track doing the local races. I've never had to go full 120% just the first lap. It blew my mind the first time, and then just seeing the level that everyone's at from 1st to 10th to 15th to 25th, they're all different levels of intensity, and it blew my mind the first time I ever showed up to a national. So it was overwhelming at first, but as each weekend goes by, I feel more and more confident. Like I should be there fighting to be on that gate. I feel like I should be on that gate. I feel like I've had the speed here and there. It just doesn't come together for me in qualifying.
Right. Yeah. I told Doc at that Lakewood race, the second qualifying race the track was so much better. And I was like, dude, you just got to go, man. You have to throw caution to the wind and you have to go all out. And he didn't really do it, but it's easier said than done. But it's like, you really have to almost like I said, throw caution to the wind and just go, all right, I am putting a heater in no matter what. But that's not easy to do mentally. I would think I know I can't do that. I'm not even at near your level, but I don't work like that either. I got to learn the track, take some time. Maybe by the end of the second moto, I'll have it figured out.
Yeah, I'm slowly getting comfortable being uncomfortable. So I'm trying to just do the best I can. You know, my lap times from the second qualifying to the Conti, I dropped my lap time 4 seconds most of the time.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
So to me, it's like I just need to figure out these qualifying practices. If I can run the speed I do in the Contis, I feel like I have a lot better chance of going straight through or just having a really good gate pick for the Conti.
There you go.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. It's like I know I have the speed. It's a matter of trying to bring it out in that first practice.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I've been working on it in the off season. I try to do a lot of sprints, but you know, practicing sprints, it's not the real thing. It's different when you're there at the national.
Totally different intensity. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to ask you something. I'm kind of backing up. You mentioned Canada. Did you get to meet Galdi?
I may have talked to him a couple of times, but
you would know it if you did.
Yeah, like no, I know who Galdi is, but I don't think I've talked to him really that much.
Yeah. Okay.
And Canada, man, I do miss it. I wish I could. I wanted to go back this year. I'm hoping I can work out something to where I at least go to 1 or 2 next year. It's just I went up there so many years in a row that it's kind of I just want to go back. It's so much fun. Everyone there, everyone's serious, but right when the racing's done, everyone's chill and just wants to have a good time.
I have got to make that happen next year. I've never been. I'm going to say I've never been to Canada. I actually have stepped inside the border when I was a kid, but barely count. So I definitely want to go to one of the nationals, hang out with Galdi, see T-Dags. I think it just sounds like a blast. And
you want to go get teabagged at nationals? What?
Why do you got to turn things upside down, Scotty?
I don't get many opportunities. So.
That was a terrible Joke. Anyway, Dylan, what are your expectations this week? What are your goals, man? I mean, probably what you're telling me, right? Put some heaters in the qualifying and get a better gate pick. That sounds like one of the big ones.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident on my starts.
Yeah.
Thunder Valley, High Point, and Red Bud. I all started in the top 5 pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Thunder Valley had an outside gate pick, had a really good jump, came around first lap. I was in 5th. So
nice.
I try to concentrate a lot of my starts just because I know my weakness right now is qualifying. You know, it's like I said, I just need to figure out how to bring that speed out. And once I do that, I feel like I'll be a lot better off. But I've been to Millville in 2020, so it's a track I do know. I am kind of familiar with it. So in that way, I'm more confident going in there. And I feel like I should make it. Like I want to make it. I want to make the gate this weekend. I've had experience there. I just need to do it. You said it's a lot harder than said, but yeah, I just need to go out there first qualifying practice and try to put in a good lap. But knowing the track already, I feel like I kind of have a somewhat advantage.
Okay, yeah, it's a fun track too. So, yeah. I got to ride it a couple times on amateur day. It's a lot of fun. Well, I'll be there this weekend, so I'm gonna come look for you before qualifying, and I'm gonna yell at you. I'm trying to get you fired up.
Come slap him on the back of the helmet.
Yeah.
Well, you should be able to find me pretty quickly. The gear I wear is pretty bright.
I saw that. I'm going to ask you about some of your sponsors in a second. In just a second. I think we have a listener question.
It's
is
about,
that it?
Yeah,
Well,
one of our listeners is a yacht. Is that how you spell it or say it, or just
a yacht? Yes.
A yacht. Okay, so he said that his kid looks up to you because he's like, I'm on the same team as that guy. So they said it's a good company. So he just kind of wanted you
Who
to.
was that?
This was the guy who won our
Matt.
Won our trivia question tonight.
Yep. Okay,
Matt, so
cool.
he just kind of wanted you to talk about that, your relationship with that, and he just let you know that they support it.
Yeah, AOT's been a really awesome company. They kind of approached me at first, I think back in 2019. They're actually out of my city, San Antonio. So to me, that was already a cool deal, them being very local. I like to run local. I'll support who I can and run their stuff. But yeah, they brought me on. I've been with them for about a year and a half now. They're super nice. Kip, it's a veteran-owned company. They try to do as much as they can for all their customers. They try to, if some little weird thing happens with their order, they try to make it right. They care about all the customers, and they always want to Kip wants to always come out with new designs and keep everything fresh. So he just wants to keep things interesting. He doesn't have the regular, like the other gear companies, how they release like once or twice a year.
Yeah.
He likes to just keep on constantly letting new designs out and always have something available. He'll even change up new kits and make them limited edition just with different colors. So to me, it's something cool. It's different. It's not like all the other companies. He's not trying to be like the other companies. He's trying to be AYOT Army. So it's
exciting.
been a really cool I guess journey,
Yeah,
you could say, because I'm getting to travel and show off the gear, and it's been awesome too because I've been meeting so many other AYOT team riders at the Nationals. They'll walk up to my pit and I get to talk to them, meet them. It's a really cool experience meeting all these other riders around the states.
I like it. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that we have this a Texas-based gear company that we
I don't know about
that
it.
we haven't heard about.
Let's
It's
find
kind of
out.
wild.
Yeah.
They launched right before COVID, so COVID hit and it stopped everything.
Right.
How it did everything else. So that's why it's just now starting to make a lot of progress. I'm starting to see it everywhere a lot more than I did a year ago. So it's really cool to see the growth of the company.
Who else you got helping you out? Let's get a list of your sponsors before we let you go.
Well, as you know, Skippy, he's helping me out here and there. Fox Chase Farms, Easy Designs, Factory Connection, Dirt Labs Coaching, Kyle's Crew Training, Steezy Moto, Race Chapman. There's a bunch of locals that have just come together, and there's so many names that I can't say them all off the top of my head, but it's just, if they're listening or that, like, just thank you so much. It's literally the local community that is helping me get to all these races, and that's why I love representing local. Everyone has come together to get me where I am, and it's all very much appreciated.
That's awesome. Well, Dylan, man, thanks for coming on tonight. It's cool getting a chance to talk to you, and I'm glad Skippy got us in touch, and I'm sure I'll find you this weekend. I'll come by and say hi.
Awesome, man. I look forward to it, and I appreciate the opportunity of being on here and just getting to talk and kind of get myself out there.
Absolutely, Dylan. Good luck this weekend. I'll see you Friday.
Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, I'll see y'all.
All right, see ya.
You too. Bye.
Bye. That's Dylan Kirchner. Yeah, that was cool, man. Cool to meet new people. And
I shout out to the guys that go out there and, like a goal for them is just to make it. Like that's
just doing it because they love it.
And you know what else I realized?
Nope, don't.
You asked how old he was.
Well, yeah, because he said it.
Oh, yeah.
But there was a different, it wasn't like just every guy, right?
Okay.
He said he's been riding for just a few years since he was 18 or whatever. I was like, well, how old are you then? So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He brought it up. So
you asked how old he was.
Well, I didn't say it was never a relevant question.
Oh, okay.
You asked every single person. And I don't even care if you ask riders how old they are. I care that you ask me how old riders are.
It was literally that one weekend I did that.
Yeah, and you would still do it probably if I hadn't made so much fun of you. I don't even know if you're done. You may still ask.
I just had to get you asked. I just had to say you've asked the question now. So
okay, what do we got left? We got anything else to talk about?
Okay,
doesn't sound like it.
It's your show, man. I'm just co-host.
It's our show.
Co-host.
It's our show. All right. I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to thank our sponsors, Cherubies USA, Race Tech, Fly Racing, X-Brand Goggles, Works Connection, Torque One Racing, R Jerky, Berm Lords Graphics and Jersey ID, Shock Socks, Williams Motorworks, Extreme Colors, Blood Lubricants, Grill Your Ass Off, Power Band Racing, True Fusion Sports. Again, sponsors are very important to us, right? We need those. You guys understand that. I know some of you have reached out to Grow Your Ass Off. A few, you've done use some of these codes. The more you use these codes, the better it is for us. If you guys need something for your motorcycles, you want something cool, and you think you can get it from one of our sponsors, even if you need to contact us, let's figure this out. Let our sponsors know you're supporting us. It's huge. And then, of course, our Patreon, patreon.com. If you guys want to go on there and support the show, you can for small dollar amounts, $5 a month, whatever. It goes a long way. So that stuff is big to us. We appreciate all the people on YouTube, all our listeners in post. We're going to keep this thing going, man.
Yeah, we've had some new loyal YouTube guys. I appreciate y'all.
Really cool.
It makes the show more fun and interactive. And
I enjoy the ones that are from Pulp. I enjoy interacting with you guys on Monday nights when I can.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll look over. Like, what I usually do is I have Pulp on my TV, and then I have my laptop sitting next to me where it's muted, but I have it where I can see the chat.
That's what I do.
And I'll kind of look over every so often, but I'm literally like everything's old school. I got my notepad and my pen, and I'm writing, and I'll glance over, and every once in a while I'll be like, "Where'd Dark Side go?" And I'll try to respond, but I miss stuff, and I try to interact because it's fun, and try to answer questions if I can, if I know something, and maybe listen to some shit talking on Steve or whatever. So yeah, I enjoy hanging out with those guys. They have a lot of cool banter. So appreciate you guys coming over to our show and checking it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Well, Matt, don't forget, it looks like I have an email. I don't know if it's from him. I haven't opened it yet. Let's see here real quick. If Matt, yep, there's Matt Odell. Got it. So Matt, I will get this out. I cannot promise you it'll be this week. Pretty busy next couple of days, then I'm headed up to Millville. But I will get it to you. I promise.
We've got till 2024 to.
Yeah. So, if you don't have it by 2024, sorry, Matt. It's probably not any good anymore.
Yeah, someone at the post office had a quick lunch.
Yeah, but I actually remember I saved the bubble wrap that came. It was sort of pre-formed.
What?
Like the bubble wrap that this came in was like pre-formed, so I saved that because I knew I was going to give this stuff away.
Oh, I got you.
So anyway, yeah, I think that's it. You got anything else?
No, man, just.
Don't want to ask how old Matt is? How old are you, Matt? You know? Well, no, I'm sorry. You have to ask me if I know how old Matt is.
Yeah, that's that.
All right, we're out, guys. We will have a show next week. I believe Bradshaw's coming on. I believe Aaron Plessinger's coming on. Both those guys said they should be good next week. I reached out to Eli Tomac with zero response. I will ask him this weekend. I'm going to say it's pretty unlikely, but we'll try. We'll have another show next week. The following week is when I'm in California, learning to work for Vital. There will be no show that week, but we'll talk to you guys next week. Here we go.